are you giving them back?
I think what I'm giving them back, man, is what they've been waiting for. You know what I mean? Skills.
What? Yo, just when things seem the same, and the whole scene is lame, I come in rain with the unexplained for the brains. The things change, they strain the sling. I'm trained to bring pain. History that I arranged and regained by things. Go to practice with tactics, with attractions, theatrics. Women that look like actors, the status of Cleopatra. Stacks. Bless up yourself, one and all. Welcome to another episode of the Troy Graham Experience. I am the aforementioned Troy Graham. And on tonight's show, we have some heavy hitters. We have the very interesting and infamous, loved and not so loved, Rick Glaser. And joining us later on, we're going to have Kevin Kelly in the building. But right now, we have Matchmaker extraordinaire Rick Glaser, who I'm sure is
Well,
going to. Uh-huh.
let me correct you on that. Let me correct you. I haven't been a matchmaker since 2016 when I got cancer, but I help people and chip in, but I don't do shows anymore. I
Okay.
don't want to be obligated to travel to shows. But I'm in the business full time. Still, nothing. I'm just brokering deals and rendering advice these days.
Okay. Okay. So my mistake, broker. So
No,
Rick,
no big deal. No big deal. I don't want to, but I don't want to mislead anybody or to have anybody think I'm misleading them.
all right. So Rick, let me first say thank you for your time, man. I appreciate you being here. And
Yeah.
let me tell you what, when I made the artwork and I put it on up and I shared it all over social media, I got so much in the way of I got people making comments under the art saying, man, this guy's XYZ. And then some people maybe have inboxed me and said, this guy is not a man, leave him alone. Go ahead and tell your story, man. Why are you so famous and at the same time infamous there, Mr. Rick? Even though you're cool with me,
Um,
but I don't know what.
Listen, I'm I treat people with respect and dignity that they would deserve, and you've always
Uh-huh.
deserved that. Um, I just feel that I tell it like it is, and people rather be lied to, bullshit, and conned than hear the truth. And if the truth doesn't fit their narrative, then they don't like you. That's all, and I have no problem with that. I don't dislike people the way they feel about something. I dislike people because they act indifferent to you when you don't have your same opinion. They talk crazy and stuff like that, and I just tell it like it is. I mean, that's the way I've swung that way my whole life. When I was a little kid, and my father said to me, "Great story, family story." I was about 7 or 8 years old, and my father says to me, "Son, your father is always right. Don't forget that." I said, "Why are you always right?" I said, "That doesn't make any sense. You could be wrong too."
Hmm.
So that's why I've always been. I tell it like it is, and it doesn't matter. My mother once said to me in front of my owner how good her vegetable lasagna was. I said, "Mom, this shit's killed 2 husbands. It's terrible."
That's okay.
I
Okay.
said, "Everyone should tell the truth." She said, "Did you have to say that?" I said, "You should ask. You know you're gonna get the truth. It's shit." That's just how I am. I guess that's the way I've always been. One time I slept with this young lady, and
Hmm.
years ago, just going back to the early '90s, and I slept with this beautiful woman and young lady, and she says to me, "So what'd you think?" I said, are you trying to ask me if this was a Super Bowl section, if you won or not? Come on, I just tell the truth, just the way it is. Yeah,
Well,
I've always been that way.
well. You know what I've know. You know what I found out, man. As I go on through life, people ask for the truth, but they want to hear their
They don't
truth.
want to
They
hear
don't
it.
want to hear the
They ask
truth.
for it, but they don't want to hear it. They
Right.
want to be
Right.
lied
Right.
to, conned, and bullshitted. Right.
Right.
And
Right.
gassed. No, I mean that's not me. That's not me at
Right.
all. I had a heating and air conditioning guy come over once. Um, uh, this was a while back, and I looked at the guy straight in the eyes and don't even think of ripping me off. And he took
Mhm.
one look at me. He says, "Why would you say that to me?" I says, "I'm just warning you now. Reputation of the industry. And all of a sudden, instead of getting a bill for $300, I got a bill for $60, and he was glad to get it. So it helps to be truthful sometimes. Be forthright, look people right in the eye.
All right, Rick. Before we go down this litany of things I want to ask you about current affairs, give us just as we got some new people in the chat. Give them a quick little walk down your life in boxing, and just tell them exactly who you're working with, what have you done, and things like
Um,
that.
I I entered boxing in 1991. I've been full time in boxing now for this is my 33rd year. I'm an international agent, broker, and consultant, and I render advice to corporate America and corporations around the world that are TV networks, apps, streaming apps, casinos, online casinos, promoters, managers. I render advice to attorneys, just everybody. I have an hourly fee that I charge, and plus I broker deals on a daily basis. And I have clients. Presently, I have 49 clients I'm either brokering deals for or rendering advice to. As of as of uh, as of today, 49 different clients around the world. And I'm 24/7, 365. I advertise myself that. My website is glazerboxing.com. It says 24/7, 365 all over it. And that's how I operate. The one thing that'll never come out of my mouth, why are you calling me at this hour? I'm up all the time.
I
I
know
sleep in between phone calls.
I know that much because I've called you. I don't know so often on a different hour, so I could vouch for that. I could definitely vouch for that.
Yeah, no,
But
I know. I have people call me when they're new clients just to test me. They call me in the middle of the night to see if I'll pick up the phone. They said, "You picked up the phone?" I said, "Why wouldn't I?" So there you go. But
okay. Also,
I understand the sport. I understand the business. I have empathy for boxing at a high degree. I was a
uh-huh.
fan first and foremost in the beginning, and I started in '91, and I went to Ali Frazier, the closed circuit, the first one in March 8th of '71, and I studied boxing for 20 years. And I got into it in January 1st of '91. I made the decision to enter boxing full time as my sole and exclusive living. And nobody's holding any. Nobody needs to hold a charity event for me.
All right. And now, last question before we get into the whole talk about current affairs. I just want you to name drop some of the people, some names you've worked with. I know you work with one big monster in boxing. You want to drop that name?
Don King.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Don
I
King.
mean,
I worked with Don from 2003 to 2016. I was his go-to guy. I didn't work for him in the sense that he wasn't employed, but I was his go-to guy, and for all any kind of problems and anything that arose, I was his go-to guy. And I then I got cancer. I couldn't travel for 32 months, so I stepped down. And Don and I are very close to this day. I talk to him multiple times a week. He's a dear friend. I have nothing but respect for Don. I love Don. He's Don. Don to me is the greatest. Great guy. It's fun to be around. I've never had a bad experience with Don. People ask me, "Oh, did he pay you the money he owed you?" Of course he did. Don's really fair when you're on Don's side.
say that one more time. Say that one more time for people to understand that.
Don's a very fair guy. When you're on Don's side, he's going to do the right thing for you. It's people that try to screw Don over, then he screws them back. And since he's the guy who carries the big stick, he can screw you harder than you can screw him. So there you go.
So so translation. He's never the action, but he's just the reaction of the action, right? That's what you're
Yes,
saying.
absolutely. Listen. Don's a great guy. My God. My God,
Okay.
he was so excited about having me on board after it started with in 2003, and it was about 2007 or eight or whatever year it was, maybe 2006. He wanted to meet my mother. I just got to meet your mother. I want to make sure you weren't hatched. That's what he said. So
That's hilarious.
he invited my mother to dinner with Dad and I in Florida in Boca. And my mother had dinner with him, and my mother couldn't believe how nice he was, and what a gentleman and everything else. And he is. He's a good guy, very good guy.
Okay. Well, I
You
tell you
know.
what, we're gonna get started now. We'll get to this current affairs. This is Big Tony in the chat wants to know, Rick, how long has Alvarez given PBC for his money? I don't know what that means.
Well, he's demanded an escrow account, and he gave him till next Tuesday. That's why there's no announcement for a fight, because he won't let him announce a fight. He won't sign for a fight until the money's in the bank, because he doesn't trust PBC, because he knows they're down on funds. They're basically they're basically they were called an insolvent company. So
you want to break that down? You want to break that down for
well,
those who
they're
don't
in debt
understand that part?
$900 million, and they don't have any guarantees from Amazon for money. And the last time Showtime did the fight, so he wasn't worried about Showtime, because Showtime's Showtime. But now
Hmm.
they're out of boxing, and they're relying on he's relying on PBC to pay him. PBC got no money, so he
Mm.
wants the guarantee, or else doesn't trust them. So
All
I
right.
heard it's next Tuesday. But I can't verify that.
What's next Tuesday? You know his announcement.
The deadline for the money for the escrow.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, that sounds like a problem he has to take care of, not the fans or anything like that. But I have a
Right.
question that's actually for you. This is Garcia, Mr. Garcia, Rick Glaser. You still cool with Richard Schaefer after he stabbed De La Hoya in the back?
Yeah, they're both friends of mine. I did work for Richard when he had Probellum. In 2021, 2022, when he had Probellum. Um, I think the world of both guys. Um, I actually wish they were talking, but at least cordial. I don't
Uh-huh.
know if they would be or not. I haven't never broached the subject. I just stay away from the whole thing, because I like both guys. Oscar's giving me tons of business. Him and the president of the company, Eric Gomez, are giving me a ton of
Uh-huh.
business, and I like both guys. What happened between them is unfortunate, but life moves on for all parties. Richard's president of a company called Anthem. It's based in Toronto, and they own AXS Network, a whole bunch of apps, a whole bunch of sports pieces of sports leagues, and all kinds of stuff. It's partly funded by Mark Cuban and several other wealthy people. And Richard's the president of the company, and that's what he's doing. And Oscar is doing unbelievable as a boxing promoter. Just bought a beautiful, incredible house in Vegas area. Right there. Moved out of LA, and he's doing well. They're both doing well. They could do well without each other. That's great. Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I had myself on mute because you were speaking, right?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, so yeah, I was just telling Mr. Garcia because he has a bunch of comments and questions and they're aimed at you. So if you want to come up,
Okay.
on the panel, I dropped the link. So if you want to ask Rick a question, just be respectful when you come up here and we keep it going. Uh, Eric G has a question for you. It says Rick, do you think that Alvarez is leaving PBC if they don't come up with the bag?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him. He's lost trust with these people. Of course. Can't get Heyman on the phone. He's a disappearing act, and he just doesn't trust the situation.
Okay.
I really believe that's going to happen. Listen, if they come up with the money, he's staying. If they don't, he's leaving. It's that simple.
Yeah, that's it, right? It's
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah, not too much to say after that. Andrew Charles, Canelo will get the money. Question is how much money will be left on the bottom line for PBC? Not a lot, if I had to guess.
Right. That's true. When you're paying one guy 35 million and the other guy about 10 million, and then you got an undercard and production costs and average, all kinds of shit. It's not going to be a lot of money there. Boy, oh boy. You know,
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like 35 10 is 45, another 5 million for undercard and other expenses. You're looking at a $50 million show. That's going to be tough, especially with Charlo being a horrible opponent for pay-per-view these days.
Y- You know what, Rick? I had this discussion with somebody else. I said there's really no pay-per-view stars nowadays, but it's pay-per-view cards that can be made. Okay, remember back in the day when Tyson went to jail and everybody thought Don King would sink and go away, right? But he started putting together these super cards back in the day, right? You can see
Yeah.
three championship cards on one pay-per-view. That's what's
There
needed
was,
nowadays.
I think there was
Yeah,
six one
yeah,
night in Atlantic City. There was six one night in Atlantic City. There was a whole bunch of fight shows at four, but there was six in one night in Atlantic City. I believe there was five one night in Vegas.
yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, he would put on these great cards. And nowadays, because you don't have that one personality that captivates everyone, whether you're a so-called hardcore fan or just a casual fan, you don't have that one personality that can just grab everyone. You have to put these cards on. But for some reason, it doesn't seem that no one has grasped that yet. And it seems very simple to me. But what are your thoughts on that?
um you're right, but the problem is these pay-per-view shows aren't doing numbers. They're just not. It's a dying business model. That's
Right.
just what the facts are. The
That's because they're doing
occasional
the
guy
old.
like a Canelo or a Ryan Garcia, Tank versus Ryan Garcia, something like that. Those are, some of the exceptions to the rule. But overall, if Fury fight Usyk, yes. If Fury fought Joshua, yes. But these other fights, they're not pay-per-view. They're just not.
I
So it's a
absolutely
dying
agree with you.
model.
I absolutely agree with you. The thing with Ryan and Tank is that Ryan came with a whole lot of outside fans because he's a part-time boxer. He has a lot of things going on outside of boxing.
Well,
You know,
he's not a
yeah,
part-time boxer. He's a full-time boxer, but he has outside
right.
interest. Um,
Exactly.
you know,
But yeah.
you know what's really tickled me
Hmm.
mentally, okay, is that people complain about the zone being $20 a month if you get it by the year. It's
Right.
$240 a year if you get it by the year. But they'll tell you that they buy every pay-per-view that PBC does once a month, and they spend 75 $80 for a pay-per-view. I don't get
Gotcha.
it. Why they're not why they complain about $20 when they're paying 80. It makes
I
no sense.
well, Rick. That's just human nature, man. If common sense was common, we'd all be rich. So it's
That's
not
a
it just don't work that way. But got a
good
question
point.
from got a question from the boxing kangaroo. Who does Rick think Canelo will fight next? I guess he meant to say, who does Rick think Canelo will fight
Well,
next?
if Heyman comes up with that money, I believe it's gonna be Canelo, and if he doesn't come up with the money, and he goes elsewhere, I think it's gonna be Munguia.
Yeah, yeah, which makes a lot of sense because both of them are Mexican and they could draw in a huge audience or audience, right?
Right. Yep.
Right, and
hmm
and is also where would they fight? Would they fight over there or would they fight in Vegas?
No, no, no. There's no money. There's no money. No, they fight in Vegas.
Okay, okay, yeah, because I figured they do the Chavez thing and fight in the stadium over there like he did. No, was
No,
the
no,
stadium,
no.
or was it an arena?
The average ticket price will be $100 a piece. If they do it in Vegas, the average ticket price will be 500 a piece. So no.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Let's
Yep.
see, Andrew Charles. Usually, you just jump off in Andrew Charles. You can't make a supercard nowadays. Today, you see fighters turning down $1 million deals left and right. Now, to me, that's about a bunch of foolishness, Rick. Who turns down 20 million, 50 million, 100 million, and why?
I'm sorry. I don't I can't, I don't have a sick mind, so I don't know why. But if I had a sick mind, maybe I'd know. But they're sick. These guys turn down these fights, and then when they retire, and then they go broke, they wonder why.
Mm, okay.
You
Well,
know, it's terrible, but that's how they operate. Some of these people, you know what I mean?
yeah, and also I got a question for you. Where did they pull Keith Thurman from to fight to fight Zoo. Where did they blow the dust? Where did they find him? Where? How did he just pop up out the blue and get a championship fight with Keith Zoo instead of Crawford moving up and fighting him now? Now that the Spence fight is off.
You know what? I don't know. It just they got him off his couch. He's been out of action for 25 months. It's an easy win. And I think that's what they're banking on. It's an easy win. So
Would you say that that's like a lamb to the slaughter type fight right now, based on the fact that
absolutely.
yeah,
You
okay.
know, what's his name says, Sean Porter says, "Oh, Thurman's going to win, and he's big. He's bigger than him. That what's his name? Thurman's bigger than him. I don't know what he's seeing. If goddamn Zoo's got the fucking back of a fullback, an
Oh, he
American
has that
football
Tommy Hearns
fullback.
back. He has that back like Tommy Hearns.
Yeah, it's bigger, it's pretty big. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
pretty big.
And he's going to be coming to Zoo because he's a shorter man, right?
What's that?
Thurman is the shorter man, so he has to work
Yeah,
his way inside on Zoo,
yeah.
right?
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't
And
give him
he's
a prayer.
rusty. And he's rusty. The style that he fights, he needs to be very consistent to keep on rhythm. Kind of like with Sean Porter, if he doesn't fight for a while because he's so helter skelter in how he fights,
Yep.
it turns out to be an ugly, ugly thing. But you know what? Let's transition on to your favorite fighter, I guess, because his name is Tyson and not Mike, but Fury.
Well,
I
it's not my
personally,
favorite fighter. I know my favorite fighter.
I
My
know.
favorite fighter to watch is Terrence Crawford, and I
Mhm.
think he's cool. I like Tyson Fury, but my favorite fighter is Terrence Crawford.
You're the only one up here. But I think that fight's not going to happen. They should never let him out the country. I really don't think they should let him out of the country. I mean, because why
Oh,
would he need to go home to rest and train? I mean, couldn't he have healed up in country?
yeah, I don't. You know what? I don't want to get into that. He was caught legitimately. You could see it. I mean, what do
Right.
you think that people? Egis Klimas said the guy hit over the head by his wife for the frying pan. Get the fuck out of here! Fuck that. Jesus Christ! What a stupid fucking comment. Jesus Christ, that's stupid.
I know what I'm saying. I get it. But what I'm saying is, I'm sure they could have took care of him in country and he could have healed over there. Why do you have to go home?
Because it's too long of a fight. The fight's in May. It was in what? It was in January that it happened. What's he gonna do? Stay over there for 5 months? Come on.
Pretty
You
much.
go home, see your doctor, you regroup, rest, regroup, and start training again.
Yeah,
So
he has a history of just not showing. To me personally, this is how I feel about him. He has an Achilles heel, and that's good boxers. Usyk, for all intents and purposes, is an above average boxer to me. He's not great to me. He's above average. I think he beats Fury, right? And I don't believe this fight will ever manifest. I understand there's a clause in it when it comes to Fury now that if he doesn't show up for the fight, it's going to cost him $10 million. But at this point, I don't know. With his type of yin and yang type personality, I don't think he cares.
I I I don't think he cares either, but
Mhm.
I think when you're getting close to $100 million, I think he's fighting.
Well, he was offered more than that to fight a Joshua. He didn't show up. He didn't even bother signing the contract or nothing. So
So
what happened there?
that was all bullshit. That wasn't fight was not happening. That was all bullshit.
Okay. Okay. And also, that would have made history for them because that would have been the first time I think in that or the second time that an Englishman no was undisputed in this era. Well, as far as heavyweight champions go, so yeah, that actually would have been the first time in this era that they would have had all the belts over in England.
Fighters don't care about a lot of fighters don't care about
Mhm.
history. They care about their own legacy. I think
Right.
he's one of those fighters, and I think he'll show up. I honestly do. But
We'll
listen, he gets
definitely
cut
see.
again. He gets cut again. I mean, the guy's prone to getting cut. He's cut almost every fight. The guy.
Well, it's because his
That's all
facial
there is
tissue
to
is,
it.
is soft. He has real soft facial tissue,
Well,
and his
okay,
body's
yeah,
really
but
breaking down now. His body's breaking down and all that. Because
well, it may be breaking down. Don't get me wrong, but he definitely was cut. And if he gets cut again, he gets cut again. I mean, he's been cut in every single fight that I remember that was challenging. So
Yeah.
happens.
I just, I mean, honestly, would you watching him fight against Francis Ngannou? I saw a guy's body who was eventually going to fail him. He just looks
It's
older than
he
because
didn't
he's
he
what
didn't
30.
train. He didn't train. He
Yeah,
didn't
well,
take it
that's
seriously.
and it showed. It showed
Right, right.
100%.
It
It
did
showed.
show. It did
Yeah.
show. But he thought it
Mhm.
was going to be an easy win, and you just play with the guy, and it didn't happen that way. But he was in good shape. You saw the difference. They showed in one of the British papers or
Mhm.
Irish paper, one of those papers when you over there. They showed a difference between what he looked like for the Ngannou fight and what he looked like just for this fight coming up here, and the body difference was tremendously different. So you could see he didn't train. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I got you. Now, I want to ask a question, but I don't want it to be a yes or no answer. So I'm going to phrase it, put it in a certain way. Uh, what is holding up Canelo and Benavidez, and is it even a possibility of happening?
Not happening.
Why?
Canelo doesn't want to fight, and the other guy's going to move up in weight. He's not going to be able to make it. One's a huge, one is a small super middleweight, and one's a huge super middleweight.
He's a
I
light
mean,
heavyweight, plain super
yeah, he's a light
middleweight.
heavyweight, right? Exactly. And Canelo will want to fight him, and it's fight's not going to happen. People got to get off that fucking subject.
Yeah, there's talk about this one is scared of that one, but you know what? Years ago, I think it was
Canelo's not scared.
no, he's not.
He looks at a fight as a business. Each fight as an individual as a business. He doesn't think it's a good fight for him. He can make just as much money fighting somebody else, and with less risk. That's all there is to it. It's a business. I respect that.
All right, we got a guest in the house, Devin. This motherfucker. Okay. Well, we had a guest. Excuse my language,
Yeah,
man.
get
I hate
rid
to
of
do
that guy.
that.
That was
Yeah, yeah,
disgusting.
yeah, yeah. But people do that. I should have just told them to come on camera first. That's my, it's my bad, right? But you go ahead and finish your statement, Rick.
It's a business, and each individual fight has to be looked at as a business. I get that Canelo's not fighting him. If I had Canelo, I wouldn't want to fight. If I was advising Canelo, I would say you don't need that fight. Go fight Mangia. Go fight this guy, that guy. It's just there's a couple other guys he can fight. He doesn't need to fight him.
That's honestly, okay. I'm gonna tell you how I honestly see it. He signed
Mhm.
this 3 fight deal. He's cashing out because he's gonna retire. He's not. He's taking the road less traveled. He's not gonna
I
take.
don't think he's retired. He just said he wants to fight another 5 times, in another 5 years. Just the other day, a week ago.
That's what his mouth
So
says. That's
yeah,
what.
but
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think he's cashing out. I don't think so. A guy's got $200 million, got his own private
Yeah.
jet. I don't think he's cashing out. I think he's earning.
Yeah.
You know,
I personally, because how old is
If
he right now,
Spence
Rick?
fought,
30.
it's
Mhm.
Canelo
Yeah, he's 31.
33, 33 or 34. But
Yeah.
let me explain.
Yeah.
If
Uh-huh.
Spence fought Crawford again, he'd be cashing out. He has no shot to win. It'd be his biggest payday they could get at this point in time. Yeah, so he'd be cashing out. But the guy's worth 200 million. He ain't cashing out. He's undisputed world champion. Come on.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, but number one, let's just say how many who else can he fight that's gonna generate any real money for him? So he
Crawford,
can fight Munguia. I mean,
Crawford, Manguia, and Crawford. He can generate big money for.
Crawford really? I mean, I don't
Absolutely.
even want to see that fight, to be honest with you.
I think Crawford's got a shot to win. Great shot to win, actually.
I mean, sure, maybe, but the size, I don't want to see that fight. The judge just think because it okay.
Okay.
Okay, here's why. Because if Crawford wins, it's nothing but a win-win for him, right? And if Alvarez
Well,
loses,
that's secondary. It's still going to be the two guys with brilliant IQs with tremendous skills fighting each other. The two guys at top level of the game. It's a fight that America would eat up on pay per view.
mhm,
Would do really well on pay per view, and it's an exciting fight.
I think,
It's got meaning and purpose.
yeah, I think with his upper body movement, he probably gives Crawford a little trouble until the fifth or sixth round. Crawford gets warm around that time. and Crawford will probably just have to outbox him. I don't see Crawford taking him out. People, oh, Crawford's going to knock him out.
No,
I
Crawford's
don't
not
think
going to
so.
take him out. No
I
way.
don't think
No way
so.
Crawford takes him out.
No.
Crawford can win a decision. Crawford can
Yeah.
win a decision.
And then
Absolutely.
you got to ask, where are they going to fight? Like, in what weight? I mean, can Crawford make 168? I'm sure he
Crawford
can
won't
because
weigh
he
right.
walks around at
He'll
170.
weigh 57, 58.
Okay.
They'll need permission from the commission to do so, but they'll allow it because he's such a great fighter.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see it. I mean, I don't know why I'm just not excited about that. I'm not excited about it
Okay.
whatsoever, man.
You don't have
Now,
to be excited.
yeah,
You know.
but I tell you the fight, I can't even tell you what fight really excites me right now, at all, actually. I'm trying to think. I know some female fights I wouldn't mind seeing, but I'm bad with names over there. Uh, I know I know Miss Bumgardner has been talking about fighting Miss Shields, but that fight will never happen. It's the same situation. It's just too much of a weight. She's like 30 pounds
Hmm.
smaller than Shields. So how's that fight gonna happen?
It ain't.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. But she's talking
Don't forget,
talking
it's,
like,
it's harder for women to put on that weight than it is a guy. Because
yeah.
guys are spraying themselves to get down to a weight. The women aren't. They're walking in more of a natural weight.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, it's very true. But I'm trying to think, who do I want to see fight? I mean, okay, what fight I want to see, like, on a smaller level? I want to see Russell, because of his style, take on this guy here that everybody thinks is the new killer at 140. What's his
Cabral?
name? Subaro
Cabral?
Matias.
It is. Yeah, that's a good fight.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the fight I want to see because both their styles complement each other. One is like just all over the place. Russell's all over the place, right?
But the problem is they wouldn't fight each other. They tried to PBC. I heard tried to make that fight. They wouldn't fight
And what
each
happened?
other.
What happened?
Wouldn't fight each other.
There's no money, or what, was a money issue, or what happened?
I don't know what the money was. Oh, it's
Okay.
PBC. It's probably no money.
Yeah, because in all reality, he got his name from beating somebody hot coming out of Baltimore. That's how he made his bones and got known. That's Suarez beat Malik. Can't think of the brother's last name.
Hawkins. Hawkins.
Hawkins from out of Bmore. Yeah, he was hot. He's out of the same gym as Tank. He's out of Upton Gym right there on Pennsylvania Avenue,
Yeah,
right?
he doesn't fight anymore.
Wow. I didn't know that much, Rick. I learned something
Mhm.
new tonight. I learned something new because I've
Well,
been
I
watching
hope
that
you
kid.
did. I hope you did.
Yeah, because I've been watching that kid since the amateurs, man. Him and another cat that was at Umar Boxing used to go back and forth all the time. He's highly decorated and everything, man. And when I saw him fight, I'm like, why is he not boxing? Why is he standing still with his guy and trying to fight him? Why is he not listening to his corner to box? Why does he think he could
Yeah.
stand there, and he paid the
Mhm.
price for it, right?
Yep.
Because to me, when I look at when I look at, I hope I say his name right, Subaru and stuff, I see a guy who just walks in with his hands down. I'll take a punch, to land my punch, and we'll see who's still standing when the dust clears. That's what I see. I don't see him moving his head. I don't see him boxing. I don't see him jabbing. I see him hunting, 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 and that's it. I don't even see him cutting off the ring.
Mhm.
He just comes, and that's it.
Mhm.
That's all I see. But maybe you see something different, but I don't see this Superman, this killer everybody's talking about. And if he fights Devin, he's gonna get outboxed.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. But what are your thoughts on Ryan and Devin?
I think Devin wins a decision.
Me too. Me too. I think it goes. I think it goes to UD for Devin. I just really
Mhm.
do. I just think Ryan is not as dedicated as he should be to the sport, and many people have pointed that out. Whether it be Alvarez, Bernard, a few other trainers that he's had, he's not 100% dedicated, and he obviously doesn't like to listen to his trainers based on his last fight. Whatever the hell he was doing in there, called it. They said he was trying to shoulder roll or whatever. There was no damn shoulder roll, but I know his corner was not telling him to do that. They were telling him to stop doing that shit, but he kept doing it.
Yeah, he's a headache. He's a real headache.
Well, it would seem that way, my dear brother. It would seem that way, man. But You know what? That's what happens when you could do other things outside of boxing, man. You don't really have to focus on getting hit and going through all the hard training and running and everything and all the dirty work you have to do. You basically can say, well, I'll just do what I want. All I got to do is stay on my feet for the 12 rounds and I'll be fine and I'll get my paycheck, right?
Yes, so.
Yeah, because, even in a loss, you can look good.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yep,
live to
you're right
fight.
about that.
We can live to fight another day.
Yep.
That's just the business. Unfortunately, nowadays, that's the business. And then now the thing with the Charlos, I don't know if they'll ever fight again. I've never understood how you couldn't market twin world champions. I've never understood that.
Well, let me run this by you. They
Uh-huh.
were marketed so poorly. They only did 77,000 homes when they did that pay-per-view about 4 years
That's
ago.
ridiculous.
Yep, they did a double header, double trouble, or they called it, or some fucking thing, and it didn't do shit.
And that right there should not happen. Now, how would you handle that situation, like if you managed them, or if you were their promoter?
I don't know. I don't think they're promotable. Some guys just aren't promotable. There's something lacking there. There's sincerity on their part. They don't seem to care. They're arrogant, both of them. I just don't think that I think they're tough to promote. So, and I don't think they're exciting. Either guy's exciting fighter. Tank's exciting. He can be exciting. He's a big puncher. He's explosive. So I just don't think that they've got what it takes as far as ever being that star. Those stars, just one of those things.
Yeah, he also has a following because of like a cult like following when it comes to the live game.
Yeah, Tank does. Yeah, he does. No question. The Charlos aren't those guys. Put it that way to you.
No, they're not because their personalities suck pretty
Yeah,
much. I mean, they talk tough, and then when it's time to produce, what happens?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Lions only, all that bullshit, and
Liars only is more like it, but yeah.
right.
Because let me explain something to you. As calm and a man that I am at this stage of my life and peaceful, you're not slapping me in my face in front of my wife, and I'm just gonna walk off.
No, that was
No,
the
no.
ultimate bitch slap but by Plant. That was funny as hell.
Yeah, and then at the same time, he could have set that fight. He could have made that fight already. He could have
Yeah,
made that fight, and now that would have fight. That's a fight that would have made him some money. That fight would
absolutely.
make some money right there because it's a grudge match. It's a real grudge match. It ain't no made up thing because they're boxing. This is real two men that dislike each other. You know?
Yeah, I think what's name was angling for a fight.
Yeah,
I think Plant was angling for the fight. To be honest with you.
he was. Yes, he was. He even said it on on another podcast that hey, I think I didn't hear you, Rick.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Plant was basically just saying that he could definitely fight him. I mean, he could make 168 obviously because he came in at 166 his last fight, so he could damn sure make 168, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
They should be fighting. He shouldn't be fighting fucking Canelo. He's got as much right to fight Canelo as I do. So maybe he's got a little more. That's it. Fuck.
okay, well, you know what? I got a question for you. You
I
put
tell you
your
what, as many people as hate me, I think that I would sell more pay-per-views. Have people watch Canelo beat the shit out of me.
if you say you fight one of these podcasters, it'll probably sell more than that to sales, right?
There you go.
But I do have a question. Where does Crawford go now? Because there's no Spence fight, there's no Zoo fight. So what's on the table for
Well,
the good brother?
why can't he fight Zoo?
Because you'd have to wait then. You'd have to wait like another year or so before he fights Zoo.
Why would he have to wait another year?
Because he's fighting Thurman.
He'd be fighting in the summertime.
Yeah, but these fighters like to fight once a year and
No,
stuff, right?
no. Zoo fought 5 times in the last 2 years, bro.
Okay, I didn't know
He
that.
fights all the time.
I thought he was a
Yeah.
PBC dude
No,
that
no,
fights
no,
over
no.
here. Okay,
No, no, no. He
okay.
fights over Australia all the time. Oh no, 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 no. Absolutely not. Not true. He'll be fighting this summer again. So no. That answer is no. He could fight him, believe me.
Mm, okay. And what's up now with let's go to jump to the heavyweights, man, because I know some buzz going on over there with Parker is gonna fight Zhang, and that should be an interesting fight. But how do you see that fight going before I
I don't
jump
know.
in? Yeah.
Zane will be 41 years old any day now. I believe
Okay.
pretty soon.
Hmm.
Um, it's just Parker just come off a big win over Wilder. It's a good fight. I favored Zhang a little bit, but it's a hell of a fight.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I favor Zhang because he actually has the skills and he comes forward with a purpose. He's not like most fighters just come forward. He's a southpaw also, isn't he?
Yes, he is Zhang.
Yeah, big ass southpaw. Yeah, he's big and he has a decent chin also, right?
Yes, he does.
And
Yes, he
and
does.
Parker, for all intents and purposes, is a stinger. He's not really gonna knock you out with one punch or anything like that, right?
Correct.
So
Mhm.
I see it not going well in Parker's favor. I see Zoo probably not Zoo. What am I talking about? Zhang probably just
Yeah,
walking him.
I think Zhang wins, but I think it's a good fight.
Yeah, I think it's a good fight. Also, now I hear that Wilder's still campaigning, saying he'll fight anybody. He want all the smoke. So why didn't he take the Zhang fight?
Who's that now?
Wilder.
Oh, he after coming off a loss like that, nah, he's got to redeem himself. No, he's not. They're
Yeah.
not going to. You don't reward the loser. You reward the winner.
Okay, so that's the $100 million question. How do you redeem yourself at this point in your career, and who do you do it with?
Well, you do it with like uh what's his name, Jermaine Franklin. Those
Oh,
second
yeah.
level guys.
Okay.
What's that?
I
You
said,
do it
oh
with that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you don't go into a high profile fight because it's not going to sell. You go redeem yourself against a lower profile guy, and then you pump yourself up to get in that big fight again.
Yeah, well, for some strange reason, I think that boy is gonna. That's actually great thought. I didn't think about him at all. You know that? I didn't think about Franklin at all.
Yeah,
Even
it's a
though
good
Frank,
fight.
yeah, but I think that boy has enough toughness to give Wilder a tough fight at this stage in his career.
Exactly.
Because Wilder,
That's my point.
yeah, because Wilder doesn't seem like he's that. He seems disinterested, just based off what I saw in the Parker fight.
He did not look good.
No, he seemed disinterested. He's just
Yep.
like, well, I'm here, so
Yep.
let's dance while we can dance. But
This
that's actually a great thought.
this what I like to do because Kevin's still not available yet.
Hmm.
I like to do with Kevin again, reschedule us for maybe this coming Monday night or something like
Sure.
that. Because I'm tired. Well, we could do Sunday night too.
Hmm.
Um, that's possible, but Monday night works best.
Okay.
If you'd like to reschedule for next Monday night, and
At what
basically
time?
anytime because I'm free
Okay.
next Monday night.
Okay. Cool. I'll do that because I was going to tell you I was going to send him a text real quick to see if he's ready because knowing Kevin, he
No,
doesn't.
we
Yeah.
can do it on next Monday night. There's
Okay.
no big deal. I'd like to come on again. It would be a pleasure. And
That's no
Kevin's a
problem.
real cool guy. Kevin was I was always a big fan of Kevin's when back in the 80s and 90s when he was fighting on USA Network and MSG Network and stuff from the Garden and stuff like that. So yeah, it would be nice to be on a show with Kevin. He's a real cool guy and real talkative like me, and it would be a good show. It'd be a lot of fun. We could chop it up.
Yeah. Yes, it will be. Yeah. Kevin knows how to hold a conversation. He
Yes,
definitely
he
can
does.
do that. Yeah.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Well, listen, I'm gonna go
Mhm.
for the night, and I'll see you next Monday night. Just set the time with Kevin.
Gotcha.
Whatever time Kevin prefers, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'm
I
not
got you.
scheduled for any other podcast next Monday night as of right now, but I like to do it at like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night. It would be my choices. Okay, my East Coast time. Okay,
Right. Which will work out better for him based on where he is. Yeah, that's
right.
fine.
Thank, thanks for having me tonight. Okay, Troy.
That's no problem, man. You're always welcome, man. And thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks. I'll see you next Monday night, everybody. Thank you. Bye bye now.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was I was about to say Rick Ross. That was Rick Glaser. He jumped on. I'm gonna hang around for a little bit and see if Kevin pops up because Kevin has always been a man of his word. Say he popped up. So if y'all want to chop it up with me while I'm here, jump on the chat, or if you have any questions, hey, I'm here for the next. I'm here until for the next 14 minutes. I'll stay around till 11 o'clock. We'll chop it up till then and go from there. Why not? Why not, baby? All we have is time and opportunity left. But thank y'all for coming out, man. I appreciate you. Conchana, it's been a minute, man. Mo, thank you. Mr. Garcia, Eric G, sound like a rapper. Thank you. And the boxing kangaroo, Andrew Charles, Alonzo Amazing, and I might have missed some people, but thank you for stopping by, man. I just sent Kevin a text, so hopefully he'll see it and pop up before I jump off here. If not, I'm just gonna reschedule with the good brother and do it another time. But that's the nature of the business. Like I said, even when I was with Major Key, sometimes these things happen, man. People have lives, and you got to respect that. But there's always a next time. That's why you don't burn bridges. Burn no bridges. But like I said, the link is in the chat. We're gonna jump on and chop it up. It's just that to me, boxing now has become a friggin' endless soap opera. There's more talk about fights than fights actually getting made. That's the thing. I mean, I don't know if the two Ferrari thing with Tank was the truth, but if it is, that's the most foolish damn thing I've ever heard in my life. Because you have no excuse right there. You got the money and you have the venue. So there's no excuse. No excuse for Devin and Tank not fighting. Unless one party just doesn't want to make the fight. Right? But you just have to look at their careers. Tank is actually a very talented cat. I'm taking nothing away from him. But you have to ask yourself, he hasn't stepped into the deep side of the pool yet. Has he? No. Who's his toughest fight? We know who his biggest fight is, but I'm asking you, who's his toughest fight? His biggest fight was Ryan because of Ryan's star quality and all that. Pretty Ricky, what they call him, and he has a lot of outside fan base. Other than that, Tank does the he sells out venues, pay-per-views, not no. But you put that together with what Ryan brings, then you had the massive numbers like you did in that fight. I still don't believe the Fury Ugas fight will happen. I just think Fury will make some excuse and eat that 10 million and go on about his damn business because his body is failing him. Because what happens in any sport, you can't keep ballooning up in weight and then say I'm gonna get in shape. Balloon up in weight, get in shape. That takes life off your knees, and it also takes life off your body as well. So you don't want to keep doing that because it's gonna hurt you. It's definitely gonna hurt you, right? So I don't see it happening. And Crawford, I don't know. I don't know what's up. I don't know. He said it'd be a good idea for him to wait and then fight the winner of Zoo. Thank you, boxing kangaroo. All you black fighters made a pact to not fight each other. Garcia, I mean, brother, the link is right there in the chat if you want to have a conversation. I don't know how you come up with all. Let me post this. I mean, you want to be seen? I'll just put you up in lights, brother. There you go. All black fighters made a pact to not fight each other. Really? Just come up here and explain yourself real quick there, brother. I mean, what are you talking about, man? Because I mean, Spence, I could rattle off black fighters that have fought each other, but why am I going to do that with you? That's just the height of ignorance. I'm not going to do that, man. Not going to be able to do it. Well, if that's what you think, that's what you think. Black fighters do not make a pact. Did not make a pact. No, Conshonry, we have a contract. Come on, we have a contract. It's called a ducking contract. We only beat up white people. and Latinos and Asians. That's the pack. That's the conspiracy. Conspiracy. All black fighters know each other? Really? Man, where you come from, man? Where you come from? This is comedy. This is comedy tonight. Facts, Graham. This is comedy, no fuckery, not facts. Excuse my language. I'm not. I don't like cussing, but this dude is hilarious. This is not facts. Who's facts? Come on, brother, knock it off. Oh, you got anything else, Garcia? Oh, please enlighten me about black fighters. Oh my God, this dude is amazing. Come on, man. Come on, brother. You can do better than that. Okay, I tell you what. If it's facts, then make it plain. Make bring forth your proof, my dear brother. Something tells me that you're a black man in disguise, Garcia. You are. You're probably a dark-skinned Latino, and you just mad. You're too dark for the Latinos and not dark enough for the black people, so you just hate the world. Is that is that what's going on? Yeah, you a Mexican? You okay? You never seen a Mexican dark like me? Never. Stop it. I have. Listen, I have. It's all good, baby. The color of your skin don't make you who you are, unless you want to make it who you are. If you a dark skinned dude, then be happy with it. Be happy with it, dude. That's what I think. That's what I think happened to you. You grew up over there on the West Coast, and they were like, "Hey, you too dark to be one of us. You too dark to be one of us." And then you go over to the black side, "Hey, you too Latino to be one of us." So you have to walk down the middle of the road every day, you know, telling everybody that you're an SA Crip, but nobody accepted you, right? So you just lashed out amongst the world. You laughed out. There's no such thing as black Mexicans. Okay, you are. That's dumb. All you have to do is Google this thing called Google. You'll get your answer. Dark Mexicans are disgruntled. Your ancestors look like me, by the way. This is for Mr. Garcia. They do. Your ancestors, you actually come from people as dark as I am. I've already looked it up and all that. You want to really talk to me, Garcia? Just come up here. The link is in there twice. There's no need for me to put it in there 3 times. All my family is from Mexico. So what? All my family's from Jamaica. What does that mean? I have no problem with Mexicans. Now, I mess around with everybody. I don't have no problem with it. You seem to have a problem with other people. But so why are you talking to me in the chats that are coming on the panel? Man. Melanin is an evolutionary response to climate and altitude. Okay, sure. I don't know. I don't know where in Jamaica right now, man. We talking about you. We talking about you, baby. We talking about you, Mr. Garcia. Yo, what does the ACSF stand for, Garcia? What does that stand for in your name? You have about 6 more minutes before I jump off here. So, anybody else want to humor me? Because Garcia seems to just, he wants to say that there's no such thing as dark Mexicans. I guess you haven't seen George Lopez in person. You've never seen a dark Mexican? That's like saying you've never seen a Chinese look at Mexican. You never seen one of them? Come on now. Let's hear it, Coach. Let's talk. Yeah, let's talk boxing, Eric. What's on your mind, Eric? Eric G. What's the G stand for, brother? What's the G in your name stand for? Help me out. You know, are we cousins? Is it Eric Graham? But look, thank y'all for coming out, man. I want to start studying a little bit more, work on my skills as far as the interviewer. I have the gift of gab thing. I was born with that, but I want to work on my gift, my interviewing skills, and I'm going to work on this channel as well to get it where I need it to go. So, because there's so much more that I could do, and there's so much more that I'm going to do. I'm also going to be starting a new channel that caters to single fathers. I'll probably start that after after March. I don't want to take on too much right now, right? But I'm gonna start that new channel after March. That's gonna cater to single fathers. And notice I didn't say single black fathers. I said single fathers, right? So be on the lookout for that. I'm not even gonna tell you the name of the channel. Excuse me, y'all. I'm not gonna say the name of it either. But look, it's been fun. Thank you all for coming out. Appreciate it. And when am I coming back? That's the $1 million question. I'll probably pop on here Wednesday. I'll probably have another show Wednesday. I just have to put it together. I'm going to work on it tomorrow, and I will facilitate you with another show on Wednesday. Don't hear about it. Be a part of it. You understand? Because you never know who's going to pop up on here. Just like when I was with Major, you never know who's going to pop up. So again, bless you for your time, and let me see what I can leave y'all with tonight. Where's my Where do I put my tablet? I'm getting old, y'all. I don't know where I put nothing. What song can I leave y'all with tonight? I want to leave y'all with something, something uplifting. Maybe I should leave y'all with like a Mexican song. That should make Garcia happy. Tell me a Mexican song you want to hear, Garcia, or make you happy. See, now I'm just messing with you. Now you're being racist. No, I'm not, brother. I'm being me. Major Key got lynched by Cosmic, never recovered. That's funny because I just talked to him a few nights ago. So I don't. He seemed like he was happy with life, man. He just chilling. That man is gonna come back whenever he comes back, and he'll always have a seat at my table. I always have a seat at his table. He's a good brother. That's the way it works for them between us and between the both of us. So he'll be back, and you could shoot all your questions at him. All right. I'm not playing those songs, Sean Connery. I'm only messing with the brother. I'm not playing none of those songs. I love it, man. I love it. This is part of the business I kind of like, just having some fun. You gotta have fun, man. The hell you gonna be serious for all the damn time? Shit. Have some fun, damn it. Have fun. Laugh at yourself because everybody else going to. So you just beat them to the punch. You laugh at yourself or somebody else does. You take all that power away from other people. Listen, let me give y'all this advice from an elder statesman. You got to learn how to love yourself, baby, because ain't no one could bring you any peace but you. And once you find that peace, no one could actually knock you off your square or anything because you found your inner strength and you cannot be moved at that point, right? So just be easy, be happy, and enjoy life. So this brother here, all I see is synergy, KMBSS. I'm digging. I'm digging his style and his music. Barbecue ribs. Okay, I'm Jamaican. They gotta be barbecue jerk wings. You know that, right? You're talking like a barber shop. I'm talking like a barber shop. Really? What does that mean? I don't know, but I'm gonna let y'all out with this one. It's called Synergy. This is one of my mood musics when I feel like writing or I just feel like sitting in the silence and just letting my soul travel the universe. Hating hard. It will never let me see. Thank you, Eric B. Eric G. I'm sorry. Thank you. Hayden Hart. Thank you. Thank you. I love some wings. Yeah, me and you both. So here it is. It's called Synergy, y'all. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you again for coming out. I will see you all again on Wednesday to give you my word on that. If it's just me, it's just me, but I'll see who I can round up on for Wednesday. Bless up and big up yourself.
Don't know. All a nigga think, yeah, you gotta leave. See girl the street, not really therapy. Hey shit, break one, say he's me. Carry feet, finish it, finish. Why you cry? Why you lying? Time, sick of trying. Time, say goodbye. Like a nigga spread my wings to fly. Baby, girl, you know you can go. Your hit better keep exposed. Oh, baby, was every time. Oh, baby, got sanitized. Hey, hey, set it up, yeah, better leave. See, got the street, not really therapy. Hey, shit, break one, break three,
Bless up yourself. Bless up.